it's time to go on a mad dash and kill some people in the local big box fuck fest, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys where Black Friday came from. Now, there is approximately 6 different reasons that we call it Black Friday, but we're gonna go back and look at the original one. Right now, what Jeff was telling me was the old government is doing some nonsense where they just use this as a distraction, and they call it Black Friday because they're blacking out a lot of their servers and bringing up some newer, fancier servers every single year. So that's the day that the old ones go back black and then the new ones spin up, because today is really important. They need to collect all that data just flying in from all your purchasing habits. Well, let's go back to the beginning. So back in the 1800s, there's a couple of Wall Street bankers just as crooked as they are today, Gould and Fisk. And you may have heard of Wilson Fisk. That's a Marvel comic bad guy. Well, he's loosely based on this Fisk sociopath character. Now, here's the deal. Back then, that was a gilded age, right? We was out of the Civil War. Country's kind of wibbly wobbly. Everything's a little bit weird. You got Ulysses S. Grant, and he is the President of the United States. Now, back then, everything's the same as it was. People on Wall Street, they wanted all the money. They wanted to take it all from the poor people, and they had lots of different ways to do it. So what this Gould and Fisk fellers were doing, they were buying up gold, kind of like De Beers does with diamonds. They were trying to make it scarce so the price would go way up, but they had a little bit of a problem. This Ulysses S. Grant president character, well, he was selling off gold on a weekly basis to help offset some of the debt. And that weren't good for them and their scheme to make all this money. Well, here's the deal, and here's where the Black Friday thing comes in. At that point in time, they were trying to build a spice route to China through the middle of the earth by digging down deep, 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 deep. See, sociopaths aren't always the smartest when it comes to science, but they are pretty smart when it comes to making a lot of money. Now, here's the deal. They realized that once you get in there and get stuck, things get a little weird. And one time they came down there and they saw 2 of their men who normally is digging ditches, they's kissing. And not on the mouth to somewhere else. Kissing in strange places. And to them, and that back in that day, that was really weird activity. But then they thought about it and they're like, you know what? Compasses kind of go funny when you get down that low in the middle of the earth. They start going like all kinds of things. They dug down several miles. It was getting kind of hot. Now, they thought, whoa, wait a minute. This is making man's internal compass go all weird, and it wasn't very acceptable to be gay back then because people's bigoted and stupid. Now, what they thought was, we need to be friends with Ulysses S. Grant, and we need to get him down in here to show him the progress we've made toward the middle of the earth. And then he'll get all wibbly wobbly funny, and we can control a man like that. That is what we want. So they had a cousin who was friends with him, and they kept trying to get him to come down here. They underestimated Mr. Ulysses S. Grant. He figured him out. He's like, wait a minute. He heard through some of the grapevines. What the hell is that? Okay, it ain't nothing. Whew. Jeff thought they were on to me. Whew. It sounded like that same tow truck helicopter that came and picked me up. Anyway, almost got me. So what he did instead was he played along with them, and he got down about halfway and he had it scheduled so that they were going to release all the gold. All the gold was going to be released for sale right then and there, and it crashed the gold market. Their stock went straight down. Their employees who were with them went crazy and started rioting, and Ulysses Grant walked right out of there smiling. And that's where Black Friday come from. He left them sitting down there in the blackness. Who knows where they are? Their employees sealed off the cave. And we know what happens after that.
Mole people.
Mole people.